Hi, I'm Rob Lithgow, CEO of SiteMatcher. I'm here to show you how our platform can help you transact on more deals. So this screen here is your dashboard. It's what appears when you log in. Think of it as your command center for property requirements and site assessment. The two key areas to point out at the start are browse requirements, to view requirements across the market, and post or manager requirement, where you can upload your own as either occupier or agent. Click on browse requirements to see all of our property requirements within the directory. To search by a particular location or company, just enter it in at the top. So I'll type in Oxford, and you'll see that all companies with a requirement in Oxford are pulled up. So you'll see on the listing cards, these all say Oxford. However, the radius does extend with the search up to 5 miles. So you may have other companies with nearby requirements. So Marks & Spencer doesn't have a requirement for central Oxford, but it does in Headington. Following the cards that say Oxford, you'll have a number that say all locations considered. These are the companies that haven't specified exact locations on their requirements, and so they may well have an interest in Oxford. Let's scroll back to the top and click on filters to apply them. So there's a range which you can choose from. Let's go with site size here, minimum 1,000 and then maximum 4,000, and apply that filter, and it'll bring up everything that again fits that requirement. So we'll scroll down and let's click on Rud and Gun. That will have a requirements brochure, which you can open up here. So that has been uploaded by the company or agent. Let's close that pop-up. And you can see they've entered other detail here. So the requirements, 1,000 to 2,500 square feet, retail, Class E. These are all the target locations, and these are the contacts. These sometimes might be different to the requirements brochure. We keep track of all of the contacts within our database, and so if anybody changes company, is no longer acting for a particular occupier, we'll remove them from the database or adjust their details to be correct. You can close the window by just clicking on the X up here. In the top right, you can click on Map View, so that will load the same as you filtered. So you've got Oxford there, 1,000 to 4,000 square feet, but you can also check surrounding areas too. So here again, you've got Tame, and that will have all of the companies there, 1,000 to 4,000 square feet. You can remove the filters, and again, that will then showcase all of the requirements across the UK. If ever you want to go back to the dashboard, you can cycle back with the back button here, or you can just click on your email address here and then click on dashboard. If you want to save a particular search for requirements, you can do so here. So let's type in Oxford retail, type in commercial, type in Oxford, there we go, that'll come up. Radius 10 miles, and let's go for just retail, there we go. And then you can pick any kind of range filters. We'll just leave it for now and click Save Search, and that will pull forward any companies that again fit this criteria. You've got 14 matching requirements which appear here. You can save multiple searches, and then you can just filter between them. Normally a bar comes up here when you've got more than one. And what you can then do, email notifications. If this is on, you will receive an email every time a new requirement is added to our database which matches these filters. If you don't want to receive an email, just click this notification icon off. Okay, let's go back to the main screen of the dashboard again. If you'd like to post a requirement on behalf of your company or a client, you click on that button there, and you can either email me, in which case this just opens up your email provider and just drop me your requirement flyer or a web link to a property page. Or you can use our simple and easy form. So I'll just do an example listing. Here I'll do a commercial requirement, type in example company as the name, find logo automatically, so you can type in any web domain and bring up the logo. So apple.com, there you go, the Apple logo. If I click on upload requirements, this will give me an opportunity just to drop in my requirement flyer. That will load, and then I'll just type in my information. So let's go with Lithgow agent. My email address is already there, phone number, and create my listing. From here, you can add other bits of information which will help you be found when people apply filters to their search. So again, let's type in just a few details, sectors. Let's go food and beverage, save, and then I can then add a use class. And then target locations, I'll just add a couple, Oxford, Birmingham, Cardiff. Okay, and then a map will automatically appear, and then contact. If you'd like to add any further contacts, you just click on here, and then you can add any other individuals you want to be associated with this listing. You've also got the opportunity to add any FAQs, any photos or videos, but these aren't mandatory. When you're happy with the listing and ready, you can just click on submit, and then that will come through to us. We will verify that within a very short period of time, normally just a few hours, and then that will be live and on the database. Let's go back to our dashboard again, and I will just show you where you can manage a requirement now. So click on here, and you can see next to the listing we just added, you've got an opportunity to preview it, to edit it, to archive it, or to delete it. Now to assess a site, we've got various tools. So the two for the moment are Site Analyzer and SiteSketcher. Site Analyzer will give you data to support or reject a site, and SiteSketcher will allow you to do a very quick high-level drawing to see what fits. So let's click on Site Analyzer. So up at the top, you put in a location, and then you can put a distance in terms of miles or drive time or walk time. So for the sake of this, I've just left it as distance 10 miles and analyze, and that will bring in the relevant data within that boundary. I'm actually going to change this to 7 miles just to tighten up. So type in 7, and then that will reanalyze. On the map, you'll see the orange line here represents a 7-mile radius. The data itself is grouped, as you can see, into these little areas, which represent how the Office for National Statistics groups census data. If you hover over each one, you can see in the top right, there is population and affluence data for individual areas. Click on any of these areas, and you can see it'll add or remove it from your total calculation here in the top left. If you want to see traffic data, all you do is click on Show Traffic, and when you zoom in, you can just hover over a particular road here, and you can see their traffic count data. If you want to see where the actual count points were, just click on Count Points, and then that will showcase where exactly the data has come from. You have the ability to save an analysis, so just click on the Save Analysis button here. There we go, the name automatically populates, and I'm just going to save independently there. I'm just going to exit Site Analyzer, and then take us back to our dashboard. The final tool, which I'll talk about, SiteSketcher, allows you to produce quick drawings on a site to rapidly see what fits. There's actually a separate tutorial that comes up when you first access the tool. If you want to stop it coming up, just click on Don't Show the Tutorial again, and you can skip it here. However, I do recommend checking out the video or step-by-step guide. You can bring it up again, just clicking on Help in the top right here. Whilst I'm speaking, I'll actually bring up an overlay of a sketch that I completed earlier, just so you can get a good sort of understanding of how the tool actually functions when used. So we're back at the dashboard again. If you click on the My Outputs tab here, you'll see that this just saves everything we've talked about so far in terms of searches. You've got a sketch saved here, which again, when you view the tutorial, you'll see there's ability to save sketches, and then any kind of site analysis which you save will be saved here also. And finally, your sites. So that is where you can link everything else in SiteMatcher and attribute it to one individual site. So let's say Oxford Retail Park. Let's put in Market Street, Oxford. There we go. And then let's type in Retail Park for now. That will allow you to then click into it and start assigning your searches. There we go. You can link that search to this particular Retail Park unit. For sketches, you can link existing. Okay, and then your market analysis. So if you are showing your client, for example, particular sketches, analysis, or particular target occupiers that you search for, you've got it all here in one location. So that wraps up my intro to SiteMatcher. Do get in touch if you have any questions via rob@sitematcher.co.uk. Thanks so much.